ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी विनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासवी गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay. Hare Krishna, thank you all the devotees for giving this wonderful opportunity on the most auspicious topic of Sri Balaram Purnima, appearance of the day of Lord Balaram, which is day after tomorrow in India, and I think tomorrow, as Mataji said, in US. So I'm very honored to speak something about Lord Balaram. Of course, it is beyond my qualification, and I have no qualification to speak about the exalted acharyas and the Lord, but because of the mercy of devotees, I get the opportunity. So what I will be discussing today is the Tattva of Balram, because this is our mode of Srila Prabhupada, that we explain the Tattva of our um avatars or the Supreme Lord, and who exactly is Lord Balram. And then we will also delve into some details of Lord Balram, what are his services to the Lord, and finally his pastimes. So what I decided is that because we have limited time, so we'll cover only two pastimes from Vrindavan Leela. There's so many pastimes, but we'll not have that much time. And I'm not even sure if we'll be able to cover both the pastimes of Vrindavan. So let's see how it goes. But we'll try to see if we are able to cover. Okay, so as you must be knowing that Balram is the second half of Lord Krishna, or in other words, completely not different from Krishna. He's the direct expansion of Lord Krishna. The first direct expansion from Krishna is Lord Balram. And I wanted to show you the Goloka chart, but it seems that there is no proper high definition image of that chart available. So I'm unable to share it because the resolution is very low. But regarding the expansion of Lord Balram, the further expansions of Balram, these are very nicely depicted in the Goloka chart. So I wanted to show you, but it's not there. Anyways, so Krishna's first immediate expansion is Lord Balram, and we also know there are three types of tattvas, or you can say that there are four types of tattva if you include Lord Shiva's tattva also. So there is the tattva of Krishna, there is the identity of Krishna, then there is the identity of Lord Vishnu or Ishwar. So of course Vishnu, Krishna, they are in the Ishwar tattva, and then we have the Shiv tattva, which also is obviously Ishwar tattva but with lesser qualities, and then finally we have the Jeev tattva. So now, in order to understand who is Lord Balaram, what is his position, we need to understand in brief the different identities of these personalities. So Krishna, now overall, if you see this, the Shastra describes unlimited qualities of Krishna, but 64 are the most prominent qualities of Krishna. And then after 64, 60 qualities of Lord Vishnu are prominent, and there are four qualities which are not demonstrated, not manifested by Lord Vishnu or his avatars. And what are these four? So one is you have the Roop Madhurya. Of course, it is described in terms of ras, because generally, when you compare to Lord Vishnu, in terms of ras, there is a difference between Krishna and Vishnu. There is also a difference in terms of exhibiting opulence and power, because Krishna displays and manifests much more higher opulences and powers than Vishnu, who does that in Vaikuntha. But Krishna in Vrindavan himself is actually exhibiting so much opulence that even Brahma and Shiva, they are fearful of actually Krishna's power. And whatever power is manifested by Krishna in Vrindavan, that is actually in hidden form. So one may not even, so once Krishna will manifest his power, and that power will be not in the form of taking any weapons or putting a lot of efforts and exerting Krishna exerting himself on some other demons and killing them, or taking a lot of time, or it is just that Krishna will move his hand, legs, or he will just bite, or he will just catch hold, and that's it. The demons are dead. So you must have seen all these examples. We have seen the case of Putna, that Krishna he was just sucking the milk from Putna's chest, and Putna got killed. Then comes the Sakatasur. So Krishna just lifted his leg in all enjoyment, and it happened that the leg touched the cart, and the cart demon was killed. So of course the cart demon was not the cart itself, but the Sakadasura had entered inside the cart. So that's how the demon got killed. And then further, we know how Trinavarta, just by holding his neck, Trinavarta also died. So it is mentioned by our acharyas that Krishna in Vrindavan displays such a great opulence that even Brahma and Shiva and the demigods, they are afraid to somehow come near Krishna if there is a mistake or offense from their end. Okay, which that much opulence is not shown in Dwarka also. That much opulence is actually shown in Vrindavan. So even opulence wise, power wise also, Krishna is actually the maximum. He displays the maximum power in Vrindavan. Okay, but it is all in hidden form. It is all covered by Yogamaya. So once Krishna will display, first of all, you will not even understand that he is displaying so much power. He will do things very immediately, and then he will withdraw the power. And one will feel that, oh, Krishna, he just touched someone and the demon died. So there is no display of power as such. So this is all activity of Yogamaya in Vrindavan. Now Yogamaya is only there in Vrindavan. It's not there in Mathura and Dwarka. Okay, Yogamaya arranges pastimes in Vrindavan only. So the amount of power that Krishna displays, of course, is there. Then we also, now let us come to the 4 qualities. Then I will also describe about another 4 qualities of Krishna, which is beyond the manifestation of Vishnu's power or his qualities. So one thing you need to understand, that these 4 qualities in terms of rasa, okay, because now we will describe the 4 qualities. So one is Rup Madhurya. Krishna's form is the most beautiful form. Then we will not go into detail now because we'll not have so much time. When Janmashtami will come next week, then we'll take chance to describe about Krishna's quality in detail. So Rup Madhurya, then there is the Prem Madhurya, the loving pastimes the devotees have with Krishna is also unique. Then we have the Venu Madhurya. Krishna in Vrindavan plays flute, and it's not played by Vishnu also. And then finally we have the Prem Madhurya, Leela Madhurya. So the kind of pastime that Krishna has with his intimate devotees, it is more familiar in nature. So it is familiar in terms of intimacy and very personal, without any oil reverence, totally, completely bound by love. That's it. There is no question of considering Krishna as God. No oil reverence at all. So Leela Madhurya, Prem Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, and Rup Madhurya. Okay. So of course the intensity of prem of the devotees for the Lord and the Lord for his devotees is also the maximum in Vrindavan. That is what we have seen. So these are the 4 qualities which are beyond Vishnu. Now the question is that, does Balaram display all these 64 qualities, or does he display 60 qualities, or is he in between? Okay, so of course, so we are not going to have question answer session now, but whatever questions we'll have, we can discuss at the end. But yeah, so the answer is that yes, Balaram also displays these 64 qualities because he also has his own set of gopis, and he also has his relationship with his devotees, and these qualities can manifest to a good extent in Balaram also, but of course not to the extent that Krishna displays with Srimati Radharani and other gopis. Okay, so Balaram also has 64 qualities, but it does not manifest to the fullest degree that Krishna displays in Vrindavan. So this is one thing. Now we'll come down to 60 qualities. So 60 qualities is displayed by Lord Vishnu and the avatars of Vishnu. So Lord Ram, Parshuram, Vamana, Narasimha. Rupa Goswami mentions that the 3 forms are the Paravasta forms. Amongst all the forms of the Lord, the topmost, the 3 forms, they are Paravasta forms, and the highest is Krishna, then comes Lord Ram, and then finally Lord Narasimha. So this is based on the display of powers, the qualities or the opulences that the form of the Lord manifests. So based on that, he has said that Krishna is the highest, and then Ram, and then Narasimha. Okay. So 60 qualities is displayed by Vishnu. And now coming to Lord Shiva. So see, one thing you need to understand is that Shiva actually has different tattvas. He's assuming different identities in sense that one Shiva is actually Sadashiv, and that Sadashiv is a Vishnu tattva, and he has his own planet in the spiritual world, and that Sadashiv manifests 60 qualities. Okay, and then when we come down to the material world, so then this Sadashiv, of course, I will also talk about the expansion of Lord Balaram. So that time we'll know that how Sankarshan, Mahasankarshan comes in the form of Mahavishnu, and at the same time Sadashiv manifests in the form of Shambhu. And of course, you know from the Bhagavad Samhita that when the milk is churned, that time it manifests, it converts into yogurt, right? So we can get yogurt from milk, but we cannot get back milk from yogurt. So this is the position of Lord Shiva in the material world. It's called as Shambhu. That Sadashiv is Vishnu Tattva, and he's in the Vaikuntha planet, but his expansion in the material world is a Shiv Tattva. Now, Lord Shiva, now, okay, the question is that can a living entity become Lord Shiva? So that also is answered by Srila Rupa Goswami, and he mentions that yes, there is the description of Shiva also dies. He takes birth and he dies. So, and this is from the Rig Veda. So Rupa Goswami quotes from the Rig Veda, and then I think it is Baldev Vidyabhushan who comments that actually there are some jivas who also take the role of Lord Shiva. Okay, just like they take the role of Brahma, they also some jivas they take the role of Shiva, like that. So so there are some jivas who can manifest also 55 qualities by the mercy of the Lord, by the empowerment of the Lord. And then so Shiva is in three categories. He can be in the Jeev Tattva category, he can be in the Shiv Tattva, he can be in the Sadashiv, which is Vishnu Tattva category. Okay, that's why Shiv Tattva is a bit complicated to understand. It is not so easy. And of course, Lord Shiva takes on various modes of material nature. He will take various moods. He will act as Guru. He will act as, sometimes he will assist the demons. He will support the demons. So you will not understand his character, personality to a great extent. And that's because Shiv Tattva is not so easy. Of course, we can understand by the mercy of the Acharyas. So that is about Lord Shiva, and 55 qualities are displayed by the Shiv Tattva. And Brahma also displays 55 qualities. According to the Acharyas, even Ganesha and Surya. So these are very special, unique personalities, and they also display 55 qualities. Srila Rupa Goswami also mentions in Bhakti Samrit Sindhu that those devotees who are perfected devotees, who are jivas, who have become perfected, those who are perfected in their bhakti to Krishna or Vishnu. So these devotees can also manifest 55 qualities. Okay. So we have understanding that Jiva, Jiv Tattva displays only 50 qualities, but these are special category of jivas who can also display 55 qualities. And one amongst them is Brahma, and another is Ganesha and Surya also. Okay, so this is given by the Acharyas. And of course, finally, we have the Jiv Tattva category in which we belong to, who are not perfected beings. And these 50 qualities we manifest, but in very small, minute quantities. Whereas Brahma and Shiva, they manifest in bigger quantities. So 55 qualities are also manifested by Brahma, but not to the extent that Shiva manifests. And then not to the extent that you manifest like Lord Vishnu, like that. Okay. So this is how we understand. And now you see what is the position of Lord Balaram. So Krishna and Balaram, they are almost the same. Okay. Okay, we'll go ahead. So Balaram, just like Krishna is known as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Balaram is called as the Supreme Personality of Servitude Godhead, because the entire existence of Balaram, the entire purpose of Balaram's existence is only to please Krishna, to serve Krishna, and to arrange all the paraphernalia for Krishna. Okay, so no difference between Krishna and Balaram. One is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the enjoyer, and one is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in enjoyed spirit. Okay, so this is the difference. Now, another difference, of course, is in the complexion of Krishna and Balaram. That Krishna is blackish in complexion, and compared to the rain cloud, dark rain cloud. Sham is basically dark blue, actually, in one sense. So dark blue color is that of Krishna, and then Shweta color is that of Balaram. So Krishna Balaram has a difference in color in the terms of complexion. And yes, so there was there is one particular pastime which was between Yamuna Mataji and Madhuri's Prabhu during Prabhupada's time. It's very humorous also. So one time, Yamuna Mataji and Madhuri's Prabhu had an argument, and this was in Allahabad, Prayag, the time of Ardha Kumbh Mela. Giriraj Maharaj describes this pastime, and he says that so the argument between them was that what is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? So Yamuna Mataji was saying that so first Madhuri's Prabhu said that the difference is that only everything is same, only the difference is in terms of complexion. Yamuna Mataji disagreed. She said that no, Balaram cannot enjoy Radharani. That is the difference. So Madhuri's Prabhu said, then no, where is the difference? There is no difference. And Yamuna Mataji was saying no. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj was hearing this and he got bewildered. So he went to Prabhupada and then he asked Prabhupada. So he said that Prabhupada, Madhuri's Prabhu is saying that there is no difference except for the color. So Prabhupada said, yes, he is right. Then Yamuna Mataji, he presented Yamuna Mataji's point, said that Balaram cannot enjoy with Radharani. Then Prabhupada said, yes, he is also right. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked Prabhupada, but Prabhupada, how can both be right? So then Prabhupada said, yes, you are right. And then Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, but Prabhupada, what is the answer? Then Prabhupada said, that you decide. So Prabhupada also, he knew how to perfectly deal with all these kind of arguments and all. And this is how we understand that Krishna Balaram, they have a very intimate connection. And of course, Balaramji is in charge of the Sandhini Shakti of the Lord. As you must be aware that there are three, the Chit Shakti, the Chit Swarup of the Lord, basically, which we call as the internal potency of the Lord. So that internal potency consists of three portions. One is Sandhini, one is Samvit Shakti, and one is Ladini Shakti. So what is Sandhini? So in common layman terms, it is Satchit Ananda, which we have heard so many times in Vedas, Upanishad, like other different Shastras. So Satchit Ananda, Sat means that which is existing. So that which is eternal. Okay. Then Chit means that which is knowledge, which is truthful. And then Ananda means, of course, you know what is Ananda, which is bliss, that is Ladini. So Sat means existence, which is Sandhini. Chit means knowledge, which is Samvit potency. And then finally comes Ladini. So first of all, now why these three potencies? Because one potency is there so that we all exist, everything exists, the material world, spiritual world, everything that is connected to and not connected to Krishna, everything is existing. And what is the basis of their existence? That is the Sandhini Shakti of the Lord. So Balaram is in charge. He is the personification of Sandhini potency. He is in charge of that Shakti. Okay, by his mercy, everything exists. And then why are we existing? That is the question. For what purpose? So the purpose is given by the knowledge potency. That is called as Chit potency. So Chit, which means Samvit potency. And the personification, the in charge is Yogamaya. Okay, Krishna's internal potency, Yogamaya. So that is in charge of providing knowledge to us that, okay, we are meant to serve Krishna and all that. Or even if the material world is there, we exist, and what are we supposed to do in the material world? Material knowledge is also there. So this is all part of this Samvit potency. And then finally, we have the Ladini Shakti. Now, when you know you are existing and your purpose of existence is that to serve Krishna, then you act on that purpose. And then finally, you attain bliss. That is called Ananda. And that Ladini Shakti is Srimati Radharani. It is dominated by her. And of course, in one sense, all the three potencies, they are all part of the Antaranga Shakti. And the main Antaranga Shakti, the dominator, is actually Srimati Radharani. That's the energy. So Radharani is actually the main possessor, but we have some roles, like some personalities, they have some roles to play here. So Balaram takes care of the Sandhini potency. Okay. So Balramji expands himself into the form of Krishna's pillow, Krishna's bedding, Krishna's couch, Krishna's slippers, Krishna's whatever, like you have some pots, Krishna drinks from the Lord will drink from the pots, the Lord will have something to eat. So the entire vessels, utensils, the mridanga, the kartals, all the accessories, all the paraphernalia which is there in the dham, it is all the expansion of Lord Balaram. And he does this in order to serve the Lord in all ways. Okay, so we know that there are 5 rasas that we have with Krishna in the spiritual world, and Balram is situated in basically more like Vatsalya and Sakhya, in Sakhya and Vatsalya bhav. But Balram also wants to serve Krishna in Madhurya ras, so he expands himself in the form of Anand Manjari. So Balramji serves Krishna also as a servant, and that's why he experiences Dasya bhav. He also will have a friendly relationship with Krishna, so he's in Sakhya bhav, and then he also has he will also give advice, he will also protect Krishna, so he's in Vatsalya bhav because he's elder. And then finally he also wants to experience Madhurya ras with Krishna, but with a male body he cannot do it. So then what is the option? Then he expands himself in the form of Anand Manjari, who is Radharani's younger sister. Okay, so this is how Balram actually serves Krishna in all 5 rasas. There's unique and special personality, Lord Balram. And one thing also is that, yeah, what is the age difference between Krishna and Balram? So somewhere it is stated that there is 1 year age difference. Somewhere it is stated, Prabhupada said one time that it is 15 days of difference, because we know Balaram Purnima and then Krishna Jayanti is difference of almost 2 weeks, right? So that way there is a age gap of 15 days, or it can be 1 year also, 1 year plus something. It can be because of different kalpas also. Different kalpa, they have different ages or something like that. But yeah, so in spiritual world, it does not matter because everyone is eternal. Their forms are eternal. There, of course, there is a conception that someone is elder and someone is junior. But age, how much difference is there, it does not matter, because in spiritual world, the Lord manifests all ages at any point of time. So even if he has Kaishore age, he can manifest Pogam, he can manifest Komar age, and similarly Balram also will do that. So it does not make any sense to say that, oh, there is a difference of such and such. It's just that, okay, for some playful purpose or some pastime purpose, they may have some age different. That conception is there. But technically, we don't have to think about it so much. Okay. Yeah. So now, yeah. So Balram is in the spiritual world. So we know that in Goloka we have divisions. We have Vrindavan, and then we have Mathura, and we have Dwarka, and then the entire portion is called Goloka. And then below Goloka we have Ayodhya, and then below Ayodhya we have Narayan's abode Vaikuntha. Okay, and then below Vaikuntha we have, so below Haridham is Shivadham, and below Shivdham is Devi Dham, which is the material world. So Balram first is manifested from Krishna, first expansion. That Balram again manifests himself into 4 Chaturvyuhas that surround the 4 directions of Goloka. Then that 4 are called as Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So one thing you need to understand is that Krishna and Balram never live out of Vrindavan. They are always in Vrindavan. Who goes out of Vrindavan? It is their expansion. So that is Vasudev and Sankarshan. They go to Mathura and Dwarka, and Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyum, Aniruddha, they reside in Dwarka, Mathura and Dwarka. Okay, but in their original form, Krishna and Balaram, they are always in Vrindavan. There is no chance that they take one step out of Vrindavan. So that is called as Chaturvyuha. This is Adi Chaturvyuha because this is the first quadruple expansion of Balaram. So that is surrounding Goloka. Now, in Vaikuntha, when Narayan is there, Narayan resides in the center, just like we have Radha Krishna in Goloka, we have Lakshmi Narayan in Vaikuntha. So this Narayan, expands in the form of Chaturvyuha again. And that, of course, that Chaturvyuha is also an expansion of the Adi Chaturvyuha. So there's another set of Chaturvyuha, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyum, Aniruddha, who are residing in Vaikuntha, surrounding Narayan in 4 directions. Okay, so Goloka, which consists of Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, and then here in Vaikuntha also we have this Chaturvyuha. One Chaturvyuha is here, another Chaturvyuha is here. So I would have shown you in the Goloka chart, but we are not able to. Okay, so these 4 Chaturvyuhas. Now, the second Chaturvyuha, Dvitiya Chaturvyuha, So Vasudev Sankarshan, this Sankarshan of second Chaturvya, also called as Mahasankarshan. From that Mahasankarshan, actually that Mahasankarshan comes in two forms. One is Ishana, Sadashiv, and one takes the form of Mahavishnu. So you must have heard about Karunadakshay Vishnu lying in the causal ocean. That's actually Mahavishnu or Karunadakshay Vishnu. Along with that, Sadashiv also manifests. If you remember, I told you that Sadashiv is originally in the spiritual world, okay, in the Vaikuntha planet. So Ishana, it is also called as Ishana. So this Mahavishnu, then to I think all of you know how it goes down. Mahavishnu from there, so Mahavishnu will exhale and then universes are manifested, and then each and every universe, Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is actually the manifestation of, it's expansion of Mahavishnu. And then each and every universe after that, when the living entity, everything is there. So Paramatma as Shirodakshay Vishnu will enter each and every atom and every thing in the material world. So he is called as Shirodakshay Vishnu, okay, in the material world. And so this is, so now you can actually identify and see the position where Lord Balaram is, what is his position compared to. And it is also said that generally in order to establish dharma, all these avatars, they come through the agency of Shirodakshay Vishnu in the material world. When Krishna and Balaram come from their original form, it's time for them to come down. So they appear in their original forms, although they also appear through Kshirodakshay Vishnu, but they are not the avatars. Like, when you take the second Chaturvya, Vasudev Sankarshan Pradyumna Aniruddha, and as I said, that Sankarshan expands as Maha Sankarshan, as Maha Vishnu and Sadashiv. So at the same time, all these four expansions of the Lord, they again expand, each of them expand in three expansions, and that makes it 12, like that. And of course, there are different names of those Vishnu Tattvas. So in total, there are actually 24 Vishnu Tattvas lying in Vaikuntha realm. Okay. So these 12, and then there are another set of 12 expansion also there. That makes it 24. So 24 in Vaikuntha. You don't have to go to details about it now, but I just gave you some basic information. So what is the position of Lord Balaram? And this Lord Balaram is not different from our Lord Nityananda. Direct, there is no difference at all. So he appears, manifests in the form of Lord Nityananda in Kali Yuga with Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so this is about the Purusha avatar of Lord Balaram. A bit technical, but it was a bit necessary to explain because you should know the position of Lord Balaram also. So this is according to, now whatever we have described, it is according to the Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam mentions about these three Purusha avatars, which is Garbhodakshayi, Shirodakshayi, and Karunadakshayi. And the Vasudev Sankarshan Pradyumna Aniruddha, these are actually explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita and also in different shastras that our acharyas quote. Okay. Okay. So now, why do we say that Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, that Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava? We know that Lord Shiva actually is not the greatest Vaishnava, right? We know, if you know the gradation of the devotees, then we know that gopis are the highest devotees. So why do we say that Lord Balaram, Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava? So it is said in different contexts. Basically, why that we need to understand, because as I shared earlier, that Shiva is actually the manifestation of Mahasankarshan, and this Mahasankarshan is actually none other than Lord Balaram. And because Balaram is the Adi Guru, he is the original Guru of all of us. That's why Balaram, because Guru is actually the highest devotee. We say that Guru is actually not different from the Lord. So in that sense, Guru is the highest devotee. And that's why we say that Lord Shiva, as a representative of that Guru, he is Vaishnavanam Shatra Sambho. Another context is also we say that because Lord Shiva is one of the three Guna avatars, and amongst the Guna avatars, he is actually the greatest Vaishnava, like that. So this is the reasons the acharyas give why Lord Shiva is considered to be the greatest. Okay, now Lord Balaram, as I shared earlier, that he also has pastime with the gopis. He also has Raslila with the gopis. And that Raslila happens in Ramghat, which is in Vraj. I don't know if you have visited that place, but Lord Shiva has his own pastime with the gopis. Now, these gopis, they are not the same as Krishna's gopis. They are totally different, a different set of gopis. It is said that these gopis, they were actually in the previous life, they were Nagkanyas. And because, of course, we say that Lord Balram is his expansion is Anantashesh, right? So, of course, the wives of Anantashesh will be Nagkanyas. So that's how in the previous life they were Nagkanyas, but then in Braj they became as gopis and they had pastimes with Lord Balram. So the set of gopis of Balram is totally different from that of Krishna. It is also said that Lord Balram is in charge of, so there are 12 forests of Braj, and 5 are on the, you can say, the eastern eastern side of Yamuna, and 7 are on the western side of Yamuna, right? So these 5, right from, you can, if you know, that's the Bhandirvan, Bhadravan, Belvan, then we have Lohavan, and then finally we have Gokul Mahavan. So these 5 forests, they are actually under the care of Lord Balram. He is in charge of these 5 forests because most of the pastime that Krishna has with Balram and his cowherd friends, they are connected to these areas. And the 7 are in charge of Krishna. So they are called as Krishnavan, and this is Bhadravan. So in all these 5 are also sometimes called as Bhadravan because of the name of Lord Balram. So Balram is Balbhadra, and that's how it is called as Balbhadra 1 or Bhadravan. But one of the forests is also called as Bhadravan. Okay, so Balaram is in charge of the 5 forests on the eastern bank of the Yamuna. Yeah, so he is the Adi Guru, and that's why we need to pray to Lord Balaram for his mercy, because by his mercy we'll get the strength and potency to tolerate provoking situations in our Krishna conscious journey and to make advancement also. So there is a reason why Srila Prabhupada ji also, he had established, once again. Okay. Yeah, there is a reason why Srila Prabhupada ji established Krishna Balaram deities in Vrindavan, and he put them in the center instead of Radha Shyam Sundar. So what is the reason? There are a couple of reasons for that. One is, according to the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like the Amal Praman for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, and it is also for the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, and Nimbark Sampradaya. We consider Bhagavatam the topmost, the most authoritative, and according to Bhagavatam, Balram is actually supreme personality of Godhead. It's not different from Krishna, but others do not have that kind of conviction. Other sampradayas or outside of that, Vaishnava Sampradaya, they just think that Balram is ordinary covered by. So in order to establish the position of Lord Balram, Prabhupada actually put the deities in the center. Second thing is that not just Balram's position, so that he will be worshipped along with Krishna and as same as Krishna, but even to establish the position of Nityanand Prabhu or Gaur Nitai. For that purpose also, Krishna Balram were put in the center, because this same Balram comes in the form of Nityananda. And if you are not convinced that this Balram is Supreme Personality of Godhead, how can you be convinced that Nityananda is also Supreme Personality of Godhead? So this is another reason why Prabhupada put them in the center. So that, see, whenever it's a very, I mean, if you have seen Hindu people tendency, whatever is there in the center, that is like the, most attractive for them, or it is considered to be the greatest for them. So when they go to the temple of Lord Ram, okay, then Lord Ram is like the most, you can say, the preferred and most prioritized deity form there in the temple. If other deities are kept besides Lord Ram's deity, if Krishna's deity is kept in the center, then Krishna's deity become prominent, and other deities are not given so much importance. Okay, so this is generally the tendency of our Hindus, that they are not aware of the tattvas, and that's why whatever is there in the center, that's the main deity. Now, even if you have some deity of some personality, like, who is not even God, who is actually a human being, and you have our gods in the side, besides the main center deity, then still they will worship the center deity, whoever it is. So there is a general tendency amongst them. So that's the reason Prabhupada actually put Krishna Balaram in the center. So in order to establish these two things, and at the same time, also Prabhupada wanted to show very clearly that if you enter Vrindavan, you require the Guru's mercy. You cannot enter Vrindavan like that. You first need to destroy your anarthas. You first need to work on your anarthas. Otherwise, you may enter Vrindavan. Like Asuras can also enter Vrindavan. You must have seen that Trinavarta, Sakadasur, Putana, Kesi, they all enter Vrindavan. They were allowed to enter Vrindavan. But what was the consciousness? The consciousness was to kill Krishna, to harm Krishna, right? So we also as devotees may have a lot of anarthas, but unless the Guru will clear up the anarthas, unless the Guru will make a sitting place for the Lord to appear, you cannot actually enter Vrindavan. So that also is established by this example. Okay. So these are the reason why Srila Prabhupada has Krishna Balaram. And one more reason is there. If you have any obstacles in your spiritual path, then pray to Lord Balaram. If you have any difficulties, obstacles, if you have anarthas, you pray to Lord Balaram as the spiritual master, then he can help you. So one time I remember there was one particular pastime where devotees, they had some difficulties and they went to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said that just go to Krishna Balaram and just express your problem, and he will take care of them. He will do the needful. Like, he will take care of everything. So devotees, if they have any issues or problems in spiritual life, then Lord Balaram's shelter we can take. We can pray for his mercy. Okay, so like that, that's why we have Krishna Balaram in the center of ISKCON Vrindavan. Okay. So now we'll come to the appearance of Lord Balaram. So, as you are aware that Devaki was in the prison house, and then 6 children of Devaki were killed by Kans, right? And then finally, Sesha appeared in the womb of Devaki. So just like, see, first of all, I would like to share one important information which is given by the Acharyas, that Krishna appeared not just in the womb of Mother Devaki, but he also simultaneously appeared in the womb of Mother Yashoda. So he is simultaneously the son of Devaki and Yashoda, because eternally he is the son of Yashoda, Gopika Sutta. And Nandatva Atmaja. In the Bhagavatam, it is said that Nanda's Atma is Lord Krishna. Okay, and then Bhagavatam also describes about the Jat Karma ceremony, and the umbilical cord, it is wrapped around, and that needs to be cut. So that is mentioned in reference to Yashoda Maya. It is not mentioned in context of Devaki. So these are the hints from the Bhagavatam where we can clearly understand that Krishna is actually eternal son of Yashoda, and he appeared from Yashoda. Now, one evidence is there in the Harivamsa Puran. So in the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. So these things are hidden in the Bhagavatam, and there is a purpose, which I will also explain. So now we'll come to Shesh's birth also, Shesha's birth, and we'll also come to Baldev's birth. But first, we also need to understand about how Krishna appeared simultaneously. So in the Bhagavatam, it is said that when Krishna took birth, and then Yashoda, Devaki Vasudeva was just taking Krishna out of the prison house. At that particular moment, Yogamaya took birth. So this is a very important hint from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And now our acharyas, they take help of Harivamsa Puran, and they say that actually Yashoda and Devaki, they simultaneously gave birth to a son that is mentioned. Okay, that is clearly mentioned. So now, as I shared earlier, that if Vasudeva took Krishna, he was just about to take Krishna out of the prison house. So that means that some time must have passed in order to reach out of the prison house Okay, and then it is said that Yogmaya took birth at that particular time. And it is also said that when Krishna appeared in Devaki's womb, simultaneously another son appeared in Yashoda's womb. So then who is that son? So then, of course, our acharyas they reconcile, saying that, of course, it is Yashodanandan Sham Sundar Krishna, Brajendranandan Krishna, who is two-arm form, who is in Braj in his original form, and this is Vasudev Krishna, the four-arm form. And you must be knowing that how once Krishna took birth, then he showed his four-arm form also to Devki. But then later on, Devki requested him to please somehow curb down the four arms and just come appear in the two-handed form like a normal baby, so that Kans will not know. And that's how. So this is very clear from the Srimad Bhagavatam and from Harivansh Puran that simultaneously Krishna took birth from Yashoda and as well as from Devki. And of course, these Krishnas are in terms of ras, they are different. In terms of tattva, they are same. So it is expansion. Now we say that Krishna never leaves one step out of Vrindavan. So then who goes to Mathura? It is the Vasudev and Sankarshan who goes to Mathura and Dwarka, right? So this is the expansion of Krishna that goes to Mathura and Dwarka. So similarly, in Mathura, there is no chance that Sham Sundar Krishna can appear because that Aishwarya Bhav is there in Mathura. So Vasudev takes birth actually from Devki's womb, and original Sham Sundar appears in Yashoda's womb in Gokul. Okay, now and then after some time, Yashoda takes birth. So Krishna is born Ashtami, Yashoda is on Navami. This is what our acharyas mentioned. Okay, so that's how she is the younger sister of Krishna. Okay, so simultaneously Krishna is taking birth. So now, same way, how can Balaram in his original form appear in Mathura? So then who appears? It is the Sankarshan expansion of Lord Balaram, or the Shesh. So the Shesh portion of Balaram appears in Devki's womb, and of course by the Yogmaya's potency. And Yogmaya also takes permission of Lord Krishna because she does not have the power and capacity to transfer the womb, to Balaram from the womb of Devki to the womb of Rohini. So it is said that this Balaram actually is the eternal son of Rohini, and he also simultaneously takes birth from the womb of Rohini, and the Shesh is transferred and it merges in the body of Lord Balaram. Okay, so this also we need to understand who is taking birth, how. Now we will also talk about, so see the Adi Puran as well as the Brihad Vishnu Puran, it is mentioned that Nanda Maharaj's wife Yashoda, she was known by two names. One is of course Yashoda, and other was Devki also. So although the Bhagavatam describes that Devki birth gave to Krishna, but actually it means there is one particular context in the Bhagavatam where the gopis they call Krishna as Devki Suta. Okay, but actually they mean this Devki is not the Devki of Mathura. They mean this is Yashoda because Yashoda had two names. And Yashoda means, see, if you split the word, Yash Da, one who gives fame to others. The credit is given to others, you take the credit. So the fame is yours, it's not mine. Although she is the one who is actually giving birth to Krishna, but she gave the fame to Devki. Because people, they know that Krishna is the son of Devki. They don't know that he is actually the son of Yashoda. Many times, what to speak of outside people. Even Prabhupada sometimes in the purport, he says that Yashoda was the foster mother of Krishna, foster parents of Krishna, Yashoda and Nanda. So, so of course it is Leela from Leela point of view, but ultimately Krishna is eternally, that Sham Sundar form, two-arm form, is eternally the son of Yashoda, and similarly Balaram is eternally the form of Rohini. So she had two names like that. Okay, so now the question is that why did Sukhdev not state this in the Bhagavatam directly? So this answer is given by Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan in his commentary to the Laghu Bhagavatamrit. And he says that basically the Lord himself wanted to hide this fact. First of all, that particular moment, he did not want to reveal it, because if Kans would know that Krishna simultaneously appeared from Devki as well as Rohini, Yashoda, then he would have attacked both of them together. So in order to avoid that situation, Krishna made it appear that I just took birth from Devki. And this same thing he wanted to be kept as a secret. He did not want to reveal it to anyone. So that's how the Lord advised Sukadeva Goswami to keep it hidden. So this has to be mystery. And that's why it was not revealed in the Bhagavatam directly. Okay. Okay, now let us consider who were these six sons who got killed by Kams. Very important, very valuable, and instructive also. We'll see what is the significance. How does actually Krishna appear, and why before Krishna Balaram appears? What is the role of Balaram? What is the science behind the killing of only six children? Why not seven or eight? Okay, why only six? So these things will also get some clarity from the previous lives of these personalities. So basically, the six sons of Devki, they were actually sons of Marichi in the past life, long time back. Of course, multiple births were there, so we'll come to that. So what happened when, if you remember, when Brahma gave birth to his own daughter, and then he started running behind her because he was so attractive. So these six sons, Marichi means who are basically the expansions of the mind. Man, man richi, man se utpan hue, matlab manifested from the mind. So they started laughing at Brahma because they thought it was a very humorous situation where Brahma is actually out of control of his senses, and he's like, although he's one of the Gunavatas, he's one of the Acharyas, but still he's like running. So they started laughing, and that's why Brahma got offended. So Brahma cursed them to born as demons. Then these personalities, they took birth as the grandsons of Hiranyakashipu. So basically, they were the sons of. Now, who was the son of Hiranyakashipu? One of the son was Kalnemi. Of course, we know that Prahlad Maharaj was the son, but another son was Kalnemi, and his sons, they were actually these six personalities, the sons of Marichi. They all took birth. Now, in that particular lifetime, they heard about Hiranyakashipu's, how he had done austerities and so much sacrifice, and how he attained boon from Brahma. So they also wanted to worship and attain similar powers. And what they did, they actually surpassed Hiranyakashipu, and they surpassed Kalnemi also. They thought that we will do it on our own. Why do we have to go to anyone else? Because now see, Hiranyakashipu has become like a god in himself. He's like, even everyone, like demigods, also they are afraid of Hiranyakashipu. He's got the power. No one can destroy him. So now Hiranyakashipu thinks that, why do you go to Brahma? Why do you don't come to me? You should come to me, because now I am the Lord of all the beings. So what happened is they were worshipping Brahma, and they asked similar benedictions. But then they got cursed by Hiranyakashipu because of his ego. He did not want them to see. This is the sign of ungratefulness, that Hiranyakashipu himself got the boon from Brahma, and his grandsons, when they are worshipping Brahma, so he does not want them to worship Brahma and get the same boons. He wants them to worship himself, right? So this is why he got offended. He cursed them, and he told them that in the next life, your own father will come, Kalnemi, and he will kill you all. So this is how Kalnemi comes in the form of Kams. Okay, and the six sons, they manifest in the form of the six brothers of Krishna and Balaram, who got killed by Kans. Now, one more thing is that if you analyze the meaning of Kans or Kalnemi, it basically means Kal and Nemi. It means the wheel of time, or Kans also means wheel of time in one sense. So this now we understand what is the meaning of Kams. Now let us see who are these six sons. As I said, that they are the manifestation of the mind. Okay. Now, using this mind, what is going to happen? So the mind, so we know that it is so difficult to control the mind, because the mind is habituated to do commit some kind of negative karma. Okay, so this mind when it expands in six forms, it is basically non-different. It's a representative of the six sensory objects, which is basically in the form of lust, envy, anger, greed, pride, illusion. Okay, so these 6 sons of Devki, they are none other than the representative or manifestation or incarnation of lust, envy, anger, greed, pride, illusion. Okay, so they manifest these anarthas. Now you tell me one thing, that if the Lord has to appear in our heart, or if the Lord has to appear anywhere, then what is supposed to happen in the beginning? How can the Lord appear if the heart is full of anarthas, or if the heart is filled with anarthas, or it is uh, not cleared of the anarthas? Then how the Lord can appear, right? That's the reason the first thing the Lord will do is that he will remove all the dirt from the heart. And in order to remove the dirt from the heart, now he is going to send his servant, most intimate servant, because the devotees, they want to serve the Lord, they want to glorify the Lord, they want to call the Lord, they want to make the Lord appear in their hearts, or wherever they are. So what the Lord does, he sends his servant. And who is that servant? That is Lord Balaram. So Balaram sends his portion, Shesha. Okay, that's the reason Shesha also have manifested through Devki, because one may question that why Balram has to manifest through Devki, because he is the son of Rohini. We know that Krishna is the son of Devki, but then why Balram has to manifest, right? So, in order to establish this task of clearing all the anarthas, to make the entire impure environment to a pure environment for sitting place, to purify and make it as a sitting place for the Lord to welcome him. So, like, for example, if some guest will come, let's say VVIP guest will come, or let's say our Guru Maharaj will come, because they are like the most important VIP for us. So our Guru Maharaj will come to our house. Then what are we going to do? We'll be panicked. And we'll, first of all, what we'll do, we'll clean the house thoroughly. We'll make sure that Guru Maharaj comes and he is, given all the comforts, facilities, and he feels that, everything is so nice and clean, the environment, everything. So we'll clean everything. So this is how things work in spiritual world also. So whenever Krishna has to appear, Balaram appears. If there is any kachra and all, then he will take the uh, task of cleaning everything and make sure that everything is perfect. So then Krishna will appear. So now, what is the meaning of the entire the science of why 6 sons are there? And so these 6 sons. Now Devki is the representative of bhakti, right? We all know that. Kansa is the representative of wheel of time. So it is said that when we fear material existence, and of course that fear comes because of passing of time. So wheel of time, see, our acharyas are so brilliant. Each and every word of any asur or any sur also, they will have some meaning behind it. So the wheel of time, as the wheel keeps on moving, the fear of material existence also will grow in the heart, and that fear actually destroys these 6 anarthas. And that's the reason Kans, as a wheel of time, he destroyed the 6 sensory objects. And then, of course, after that, bhakti will appear. Okay. And so when the desire to enjoy the senses, it ceases completely, then the 7th fetus, Ananta, appears as Prem Bhakti. Okay. And then only after we attain the Lord, after we attain Prema, the stage of Prem, then we can see the Lord face to face. Right? So this is the process. Srila Rupa Goswami also, from the Bhagavatam, he has analyzed and he has given the 9 stages of bhakti: Shraddha, Sadhusang, Bhajana, Kriya, Anartha, Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. Right? So if you want to reach the level of Prem, you need to cross Anartha, Nivritti and go to higher stages. And then only you can actually see the Lord face to face. So the same thing happens in Krishna Lila. He's actually demonstrating, this is how I appear. I don't appear so easily. Devki had to sacrifice her 6 sons. That is the level of intense level of suffering she had to undergo. We want to see Krishna so easily. We aspire to see Krishna that, when are we going to go back to Godhead? That is our goal. We may think that, okay, by chanting 64 rounds, 128 rounds, or increasing our quantity in any of the limbs of bhakti, will go back to Godhead. But it is not like that. It is a matter of your bhav also. your emotions, bhav, Krishna is bhavgrahi, sargrahi. So it is not a matter of quantity, it's a matter of quality. So anarthas have to be cleared. Unless you clear your anarthas, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Prabhupada, or any of the acharyas, if you take, all of them consistently they say that unless you are free from anarthas, it's not possible to attain Shuddhanam, go to the platform of Shuddhanam. So even whatever you do, you have to come to a level where you have no aparadhs and no anarthas. Then only you can come to the state of Shuddhanam. Okay. So one thing we understand that by our own efforts, it is impossible to achieve the stage, right? And that's why we should always be humble that, oh, we are actually not on that platform and will not be able to attain that platform. If we are attaining that platform, or if we go back to Godhead, it's only and only reason is that we got the mercy of our Gurujan. That's it. That's the only, otherwise we have no qualification. So these anarthas, it seems that it takes lifetimes to overcome these anarthas, right? But because of the mercy of the pure devotees, we can experience it in one lifetime also. Okay, so this is a background on the tattva and the uh, analogy as well as the science of the appearance of Krishna. Now we'll go through two pastimes of Krishna. There are many details in the pastime. So should we continue? Like it may take another half an hour to 1 hour also. Like Manidhar Prabhu, yes, you raise your hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanva Pranam, Algulu Shishila Prabhu. May I ask a question, Prabhu?
Oh, okay. Before that,
Prabhuji, Manidhar Prabhu,
Yes.
Prabhuji is asking, like, shall we continue until what time? So please mention the cutoff time. So
Yes, Prabhuji. Usually, like, we are done by, like, 8:15 or 20, and then we have, like, some question and answer.
correct. So
So
we'll not be
we are
able to
on.
cover the pastimes. Maybe can we have a second part? We can continue next time.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, we can continue next time.
Yeah, because there are many interesting insights by the acharyas, many valuable lessons also to be learned from those pastimes. So I don't want to miss the pastimes also. Yeah, but we can have a part 2 of this, and then Janmashtami also we'll do something like that. We'll have probably part one or two parts like that. Okay, so yes, Prabhu, Manidhar Prabhu, you had a question, right?
Yeah, I was asking question, Prabhu. Like you were explaining about the 6 children of Devaki, who were they? So initially you said, like, when Brahma had the daughter, and then he go after him, and then all the other rishis born of Brahma, they were laughing at him, and then he cursed them that you will born as a human. So like, these
Sons of
kids.
Marichi.
Yeah.
They were
Yes.
they
Oh,
laughed at
sorry.
him.
Yeah, they were laughing at it. So when did they born? They born as a son of Hiranyakashipu, as a human.
Grandson.
The grandsons of okay.
The son of
Okay. So
Kalam, basically.
okay. So they were born as a grandson of like Hiranyakashipu, son of Kalnimbi. Okay. So and again after that, the 6 anarthas are there. Like, so I don't understand, like, what is the link between, if the 6 sons have been basically born as a human, then how is that 6 anarthas are linked again?
Because these are the manifestation of the mind. Sons of Marichi means
Mhm.
expansions of mind. Marichi means mind. So
Okay.
the manifestation, the expansions of mind, the 6 sons, they are born
Mhm.
from mind. And because of the mind, we have these anarthas.
Okay. Got it, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes. So Srila Prabhupada doesn't have this much detail in the Krishna book, Prabhuji. I
Of
think.
course. He does not give details, but our acharyas, they do give. In the Bhagavatam, in the purports, sometimes Srila Prabhupada does give also some kind of information. I think I don't remember but Srila Prabhupada has given some information in the Krishna book about at least their previous or something like that. I don't remember now, but there is either in the Bhagavatam in the Krishna book.
About the 6 sons of Devaki.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But so, of course, then our acharyas, they provide information. They quote from Brahma Vaivat Puran and Harivamsha Puran and these and that. And that's how they provide. And this same, whatever I've shared, the same has been shared by many of our ISKCON sannyasis. Like Guru Maharaj also has shared this on many occasions in Janmashtami and all. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj, they all, so it's very common. This is very familiar pastime.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Mandanat Pranam, all good for Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, you said that Krishna, you said Krishna was born from Yashoda and Devaki, right?
Simultaneously. Yeah, I mean, two Krishnas.
Simultaneously.
There are two Krishnas. One is Shyam Sundar, one is Vasudeva Krishna.
Okay, so then we heard that Krishna, Vasudev Krishna went to this place. But I had heard that the desire of Yashoda was to take care of a baby Krishna. So that's why Devaki's Krishna went to Yashoda. And and Devaki's desire was a little bit, she was in fear, and that's why he came as a 400 form. And then again she had fear that so basically Krishna was given to Yashoda, because also in the Damodar Leela we have heard that she must have done some punya, so much of accumulated good deeds, that Krishna, she was able to take care of, feed Krishna, all those things. So then when it comes to like to Krishna, like I get so confused, because over the time in my Krishna consciousness journey, I have heard this part of only, and now this is like, so the
And I can share
what
another
happens
version.
to,
I can share third version also.
no, Prabhuji, that's fine. But the point is that Krishna, there were two Krishna. So one Krishna goes in the Yamuna river, with the father to Gokula, and
Yeah.
all these leelas are there.
So-
But what about the second Krishna? Where is that Krishna going?
Yeah. So see, there are two Krishnas that have taken birth simultaneously. So who are these two Krishnas? One is Shyam Sundar Krishna in Gokul, and another is Vasudev Krishna. This Vasudev Krishna, as I explained, he is actually a part of the Chaturvyu, right? So he is the one who is actually in Mathura and Dwarka. So what happens is the Krishna that has taken birth in from Yashoda's womb in Gokul, by the potency of Yogamaya, she is not able to see that Krishna for the time being. And then when Vasudev carries this Vasudev Krishna with him and he crosses the Yamuna and then he goes to Gokul, the Vasudev Krishna merges in the body of Shyam Sundar Krishna, and Shyam Sundar Krishna at that point of time he becomes manifest in the eyes of Mother Yashoda. So this is how our acharyas they explain that. Okay, so now does it make sense to you?
Yes, I mean, I've heard it first time. It'll take me some time to digest.
Yes, but I think that's the reason they say, like, when Krishna never steps out of the Vrindavan,
Yes.
and the Krishna when he goes to Mathura, or the Krishna that he goes to Dwarika,
Yes.
that is a Devaki's Krishna, and the Krishna that always stays in Vrindavan,
Yes.
he is the son of Yashoda.
Yashoda, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. Okay, so I mean, this is something which is like, I mean, if you have spent around 10 years, something like that, 8 to 10 years in Krishna consciousness, or even like, I mean, we have programs in our house. There are some new devotees who have just practiced for 3 to 4 years. Even they know this fact because they have heard now. See, the thing is, the trend is now that now we are actually acquainted with the commentaries of acharyas. Earlier, it was not like that because there were no translations available in English. But now, since the efforts of Bhanu Maharaj, all these commentaries of acharyas have become manifested for so many years now. Like at least for the last, you can say Bhanu Maharaj has been translating the works of Acharyas since last 8 to 10 years now. So gradually all these devotees now they have become acquainted with the teaching of the Acharyas and they have understood the things right there and there. So that's why we are able to share. Earlier, it was not like that. It was like mostly you read from Prabhupada's books. But some devotees, like for example, His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj, as far as I know, he knows Sanskrit and he directly read the commentaries of these acharyas. So in his katha, if you hear, he has given all these things right from the beginning because he knew it. And then there were some translations available by Gopi Baran and Prabhu at that point of time. So then our ISKCON sannyasis, they also become familiar with it. So some of, if you see, like His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj also quotes all these points. If you hear his old lectures also, right from 94, 95 onwards, he quotes all these points because they got to hear it from Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees or from their own ISKCON devotees or Sanskrit scholars. So Gopiban Parandan Prabhu was there that time. Bhanu Maharaj was there. Then other Dravida Prabhu was also there. So they understand from our devotees, Sanskrit scholars that Acharyas they have commented in many ways, and that's how they are aware that now it has become very common to quote the Acharyas because the information is available so much. If you see my group also, what I'm doing, I'm sharing the teaching of Acharyas. So it's so readily available now. But earlier days it was not so easily available.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one more thing. You mentioned that Lord Balram was in a mood of, thank you so much. Because, my hearing power is not good. So maybe I have heard this and it's a fact, but, I'm very, very new, just like a baby in Krishna consciousness. So I'm bringing this up. Although I was introduced in 2008, I joined like in the sense ISKCON and my initiation was 2011. But the point is that still I don't know. I feel I'm like a baby here. So Prabhuji, like you said, Lord Balram is in a mood of servitor. He's servitor, right? He's serving in different.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you also mentioned in your class that Lord Balram, Lord Nityananda, and Lakshman. I don't know if you mentioned Lakshman, but I've heard all are like same, right?
Yeah.
Same role they played with Ramchandra, Lord Chaitanya. So out of them, Lakshman and Lord Balram were in servitude, right? But not Nityananda Prabhu.
No, they
Is
are
that
all in servitude.
right
They are
understanding?
all in servitude.
Is there a right understanding, or am I my?
No. See, first
No,
of all,
my understanding is muddled up.
Lakshman, Nityananda, they are all same personalities. Balaram, they are all same personalities, but of course there is a difference in terms of exhibiting opulences and powers. So Balaram, as the original personality of Godhead, he exhibits the maximum powers, which is not done by Lakshman and the other corresponding avatars that come down. And of course, Nityananda is directly Balaram. So Nityananda manifests equal power as Balaram. There is no less in that. Okay, so there's a difference because Krishna comes in form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Balaram comes in the form of Nityananda Prabhu. So they manifest equal powers. In fact, of course, the you can say the significance and the importance of Gauranga and Nityananda is much more than Krishna and Balaram because now they are infested with the mood and bhav of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. So that way, that Audharya increases like anything. It becomes unlimited. Okay, which is not there in Krishna Balaram to a great extent. So because of the addition of Radharani's bhav, then it becomes much more prominent like that. So they display different moods and different potencies also, different grades of potencies like that.
Okay, Prabhuji. And also, like I know Lakshman, he would not sleep for many, many years because he was taking care of Lord Ram, but actually Lord Nityananda was also serving because when we heard the Jagai Madai episode, that time he was going and spreading the name. So he was doing like a preaching sharing job, right?
Yeah. See,
And
service can be done in different ways. It is not necessary that one has to take only like physically one has to show it by rendering service. Nityanand Prabhu, he preached in his own way, and he was an Avduta. So that was the service for him. That in one sense he served Gauranga, but he was also independent because he also was Avdut. So that was his seva at that particular point of time. So service can be expressed in different ways. It is not necessary that now you see one more. If you see the contrast between Balaram and Nityananda, Balaram, he killed Romarshan Sutta just because he did not offer respects to him. Right? Immediately he was killed. The same Nityananda was hit by Madai on his head. Correct? And what did he prayed for the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that these rocks can become devotees. Right? So, totally contrasting nature Balaram took as Nityananda. Because Balaram wanted to experience this Madhura Ras, and that is expressed in terms of Lord Nityananda. And when Radharani's bhav is there, that extra bhav is there of karuna or adarya, compassion, then automatically, so Balaram was like very strict. If someone will just say something against Krishna, he will chastise immediately or he will kill someone. But Nityananda, he showed extreme mercy, extreme compassion. So they did not kill anyone. They did not come to kill anyone. They wanted to kill the anarthas of the people of Kali Yuga. So contrast. Balaram wanted to now experience that kind of mood. And he also wanted to experience Avdut mood. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him something and he followed something else. And sometimes he also neglected Mahaprabhu's what he wanted. But Mahaprabhu, it is mentioned by our Vrindavan Das Thakur and Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, Mahaprabhu was internally very pleased with his demeanor because Mahaprabhu knew that Nityananda Prabhu ultimately wanted to please Mahaprabhu. So he was very much pleased internally. Externally, he may have shown some kind of disappointment, but internally he was extremely satisfied. So these personalities, they work according to Yogamaya. They are under the purview of Yogamaya. They are beyond anything because they are the Supreme Lord. So even what to speak of Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya also, same thing. He's not different from Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. He's a Vishnu Tattva. So he is also independent because he is Ishwar Tattva. Yeah, but displaying less powers than Balaram, like that.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji. A very clear-cut understanding you have, and I really liked the whole episode of Balram you explained to us and got us in the mood. In a similar context, I had heard last Sunday in a like Deland Temple. I had gone there, so it was like such a wonderful repeat. And I wish actually wanting to continue today's time restraint, but maybe this can be added to the next class, the Leelas. So just keep it on hold for us so we can hear some like pastimes of Lord Balram. We don't want to miss that hearing from you, so maybe in the future just add that to your class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Even I don't want to, I would like to share it but it will take, I think, another 1 hour. There's so many nice details and instructive lessons.
So we can do that. I know some devotees, they celebrate Janmashtami after Janmashtami for months, They're still doing Janmashtami celebration, in the temple. So we can continue in the following class.
What we can do is, actually, I think I have taken how many dates I have taken for September? 1 or 2?
I'll have to check, Prabhuji. I don't have my diary with me, but I'll also connect with Shamarastika Mataji because, and then we can decide mutually, right? On a separately.
4th of September is Janmashtami, and then if I'm taken like end of September, then it will be too long. The context will be like too long. So maybe I can take one more date if it is possible from your end, and we can try to cover Balaram pastimes in the first week of during the first week of Janmashtami or the corresponding week, the next week.
Yes, Prabhuji, we will look into that definitely. But thank you once again for association and really getting us in the mood, because for us tomorrow is Balram Jayanti, fasting till noon, and I'm definitely going to the temple because that is the day. And some temples are celebrating only on Sunday because of the weekday thing. Okay, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danda Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, my question is, there is some confusion regarding Mother Subhadra, if she is actually the direct sister of Balramji, or she is born from Devaki. Because in Mahabharata it says she is direct sister of Balramji, and in Bhagavatam it says Devaki gave birth to Subhadrama.
Yes, that's right. According to the Bhagavatam, it is the seventh. Six children were killed. Then seventh was Balaram. Then Krishna took birth, and then after that, all of that, Devaki took birth. So that's why she is the younger sister of Krishna also. So that birth was also through Devaki, according to Bhagavatam. But now, I think yesterday only I read in one of the Shastra, it was mentioned that Devaki also took birth from Subhadra also took birth from Yashoda. And I do remember in one of the letters that Prabhupada wrote to one of the disciples, Prabhupada said that Subhadra took birth from one of the other wives of Vasudeva. So he did not mention Devaki. So it is possible that in different kalpas, she is taking birth in different ways through different mothers. So Vasudeva also had different, I think he had 8 wives probably. One of them was Rohini and Devaki, and then, I'm not 100% sure, 8 or less than that, 6 or I don't remember that. But one of the wives Prabhupada said that she took birth from. So yeah, Bhagavatam says about Devaki. Then we have another Shastra that talks about Yashoda. And then we have Prabhupada saying that. So it is possible some other Puran or some Shastra must have talked different births like that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Prabhuji, if you one more question, if others don't have a question, is we understand Lord Balram always as servitor Godhead, and he is also Ananta Shesha. So Mahavishnu and Garbhodakashai Vishnu has Ananta Shesha also. So is it both of them are Balram?
They are all expansions of Balaram indirectly, like Amshas and Amshas, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we think as Mahavishnu as Krishna and Ananta Shesh as Balram, also holding as the hood. He's holding the whole universe.
Okay, so see, basically it is said that if this is there in our Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think, or Laghu Bhagavatam, I don't remember, but it is mentioned that so Sankarshan, Mahavishnu is the manifestation of Sankarshan, then Garbhodakshayi is the manifestation of Pradyumna, and Shivakshayi is the manifestation of Aniruddha. I think it's there in the CC probably. Yeah, so you have like Vasudha, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Sankarshan manifests in form of Mahavishnu, Pradyumna manifests in the form of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and Aniruddha in the form of Shivakshayi Vishnu. So like that. But see, they are all Ishwar Tattvas. The Purusha Avatar ultimately is coming from Lord Balaram. So they are all expansions. And Ananta Shesh, now there is Shesha, which is also a Jeev Tattva. And he's a Saktavesh Avatar of the Lord, who is holding the entire Bhumandal. That is Shesha, is actually a Jeev Tattva. He's empowered by the Lord, eternally empowered. Saktavesh Avatars are eternally empowered by the Lord. So they are eternal forms, but if they are Jivas, they are empowered by the Lord. So you can say that they have some potency of Lord Balaram, but they are not directly Lord Balaram like that, because they are in the category of Jeev Tattva.
Thank you, Prabhuji. The Vasudev, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Anuruddha, the first Chaturvyuga expansion comes from Balramji. Once Krishna expands to Balram, then everything is Balramji's expansions, right? So,
Yeah.
okay. So Krishna, as the cause
So
of all
this is
causes,
all expansion is because Balaram wants to serve Krishna. Balaram wants to make sure that Krishna will only enjoy everything. He is going to do it now. So that's the task he has given to Balaram. So he is the supreme enjoyer, Krishna. That's why he's enjoyer and Balaram is enjoyer. But he is supreme in that.
Yes, Prabhuji. But when he is Mahavishnu and Sheshanath, he's both enjoyer and the enjoyed.
Yes. I mean, see, ultimately there are Ishwar Tattva. So even Balaram also, in one sense, Balaram is also Ishwar Tattva. So he is also enjoyer. So like for example, when Balaram is doing Ras Leela, he is also enjoying. Right? But when it is in relation with Krishna, it's basically it's all about serving Krishna ultimately. So although he is also independent Godhead, like the way Vaikuntha Vishnu is there, he has his own set of devotees who are in Aishwarya Ras with him. So he is enjoying with the devotees who are connected to him, right? So in that sense, he is like the enjoyer, but at the same time, he's also expansion of Balaram ultimately. So in a holistic sense, you can say that ultimately everything is nourishing the Madhurya Lila of Krishna in one sense. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they say that everything else that is manifested, it is just to nourish Krishna's pastime in Goloka, in Vrindavan. So in that sense, the Vaikuntha Bhav also nourishes Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. Like that. I mean, indirectly. Because the devotees, they have different natures. They have different inclinations. So there is a variety. Because let's say, for example, if there is no Vaikuntha Ras, then how can you really make a difference or distinction that Krishna is exhibiting more opulence, more power, and more sweetness in Vrindavan? There's no comparison reference, right? So when Vishnu is there, Vaikuntha is there, Aishwarya Bhav is there, then you say that, okay, Krishna does not have any Aishwarya. So in one sense, ultimately everything is nourishing the Krishna Leela. So in that sense, they are all serving Krishna. But at the same time, also independently enjoying their own rasa with devotees.
Yes, Prabhuji. And in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we are focused on the Madhurya Bhav in Vrindavan. So we see Balramji as Guru, and we can take inspiration from how he serves the Lord in 5 different ways. So we can serve in some way, taking some inspiration from him.
Yeah. So as a sadhaka, as long as we have anarthas and we have not yet realized our swarup, till that point of time, one is recommended to worship Balaram, Nityananda. But as soon as one realizes one's swarup, one gets indication of one's swarup, then one will recognize that whether one is follower of Radharani or Balramji in Braj Leela. And if one is a follower of Radharani, then Radharani is actually the Guru. So she becomes the Guru. So that's why I said that although Radharani is the prominent personality for Ladini Shakti, but all three potencies, they are also there in Srimati Radharani in one sense. So it's the manifestation of Radharani's potency, you can say like that.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this, slightly confusing class, but very important, I must say. My question is, Prabhuji, so what you're saying is that till we
There is a
have,
confusion.
I mean, all this thing is new to me, really, different how Lord Krishna was born, and all I was also like Rupini Mataji under the impression that you know I mean it is. I'm still not clear. I have to listen to your class again. So
Yeah, so at
when
some point of time, these things were new for us also. But of course, when you once you start studying Prabhupada books, as you gradually go on ahead, then you will be able to assimilate and realize these things, because uh, these points are very important for devotees to understand. Especially Krishna taking birth simultaneously, because a lot of people, they have misconception that Krishna took birth from Devki. He's not the son of Yashoda. Actually, that's an offense in one sense, because he's eternally the son of Yashoda Maya. And especially for Vraj Leela, for devotees who are worshipping Vraj Leela, they consider Krishna to be the son of Yashoda, and Bhagavatam states that in couple of places. So that's why it is very important. Like for example, one is that why Radharani's name is not mentioned in the Bhagavatam, right? So these things are very important to clear. So this is one of the aspects that also devotees, they at least they have to know. Now later on you will realize and assimilate it with time. But at least now you know that okay, Krishna also took birth from Yashoda. Yes. So now you can share your question.
yeah, so Prabhuji, the thing is, so basically you're saying till we have anarthas, we should pray to Lord Balaram, right? Is that what you said?
Yes. As sadhakas, as long as we are the state of sadhaka, and then once we attain some indication about our swarup, then actually Radharani becomes our guru, um, to enhance our bhakti. Because, um, of course, we cannot have that kind of same relationship with Lord Balaram, because once we are in that realization, then our Guru Jan will become the gopis of Vrindavan, like that. Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, Rupa, Manjari. And of course, now what is the meaning of that? When you are realized that, it means generally at the stage of bhav, asakti bhav. So as long as we have anarthas, we are not yet realized who we are in the spiritual world. Till that time, we are supposed to take blessings of Balaram, and we should be very grateful to Lord Balaram.
So he is also in the Mahamantra is Lord Balrama, right? We pray to also.
Yeah. So see, now this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is actually a conceptual mantra. Okay. In general, Prabhupada gave a very general definition of the Mahamantra. He said, "Oh Radharani, please engage me in Krishna service." Now, Prabhupada did not explain what is Ram. Of course, Prabhupada in one place he says that Ram can mean Balram, it can mean Parshuram, it can mean Lord Ram. Okay, he says like that. But in the context of Radharani and Krishna, Prabhupada does not specify how do you relate Ram with Radha and Shyam Sundar, because that's a rasabas. You cannot worship Radha and Krishna and Balram simultaneously. See, one thing, have you noticed one thing? You will never see Gaur Nitai in the same altar as Radha Shyam Sundar. Have you seen any devotees, they have observed this? You will see Gauranga in the same altar as Radha Shyam Sundar, but you will never see Nitai in the same altar. You will see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like for example, Govardhan Eco Village deities, if you see, you will see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, Vrindavan Bihari are there, right? They are together. Where is Nitai? Nitai cannot be there because that is Rasavas. Because Nitai cannot interfere in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. He cannot get involved. So that's why separate altar for Gaur Nitai. So that's why the Hare Krishna Mahamantra also in the Ram meaning is actually revealed by our Acharya. They say that is basically the meaning is Radha Ramaniya Krishna. When especially for the worshippers of Radha and Krishna. Now, if you are worshipper of Krishna Balram, then Hare also becomes Hari. It is not Radharani, no longer Radharani. It becomes the name of Krishna and Balram. So entire Mahamantra becomes Krishna and Balram for you. When you are worshipping Radha Shyam Sundar, the entire Mahamantra becomes only Radha Shyam for you. When you worship Sitaram, then the entire Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna also becomes Ram. It is, then Krishna does not mean Krishna, it means Ram. So
yeah, this is I've heard about this mantra from so many different people. Some say it is Ram, some say Balram, So now today
Yeah.
is getting clear. Yeah.
Now is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. So Hare becomes Hari when
Krishna Balram.
Krishna Balaram.
Krishna Balram, or when you have so in general there should be no rasavas basically. So it can also be Lakshmi Narayan also. You can say Hare Krishna means Lakshmi Narayan also. Who are the worshippers of Lakshmi Narayan? They can also. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is topmost Mahamantra. It can give you anything. But if you chant the names of Lakshmi Narayan, you cannot get Radha and Krishna. Understand? So this is how it's a conceptual mantra. Okay, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra will fulfill all your desires. Whatever way you approach that, it's a holy name. It's a Mahamantra.
So you can pray to any of these forms through the Mahamantra. That's what it is.
But we aspire for Radha Shyam Sundar. That is our ultimate objective and goal. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us, the highest and the topmost object of worship, Radha Shyam Sundar. So in general, that's why Prabhupada said, "Hey Radharani, please engage me in Krishna's service." Prabhupada did not say, "Hey Rukmini, hey Satyabhama, yeah, hey Revati, please engage me in Balram service," or "Hey Lakshmi, please engage me in Narayan service." No. Prabhupada said, "Hey Radharani, please engage me." Because when you have Radha, then you have everything. Like, it is like you have billions of dollars. It also includes billions of dollars. But if you have only million of dollars, it does not include billion of dollars.
Right. So as when we are starting out in our chanting, then we should not be thinking of Radha Krishna, right? It's the highest.
We should be thinking that this is.
But we have the anarthas also, Prabhuji. You said that with anarthas.
Even if we have anarthas, but we are following our acharyas. The acharyas, what they say, that we have to follow. Anarthas are there. Now, anarthas are there does not mean that we don't think, that we don't remember the Lord when we are chanting. What is the purpose of chanting? Prabhupada also said that we should remember, we should hear, and that hear naturally leads to remembrance of Krishna and Radharani's form, Nam Rupa Guna Lila. So gradually, your role is to hear first of all. Now, if you have anarthas, you will not be able to hear attentively. Okay, but as soon as the anarthas start clearing off, the hearing will be very prominent, and through the hearing, that hearing will start making you reminding of Krishna's form and Radharani's form gradually. So it's a gradual process. The more you get rid of anarthas, the more the holy name starts revealing to you the form, and then so that's why it is said that at the stage of Nishtha, the form of the Lord starts revealing to us. At the stage of Ruchi, the qualities of the Lord start revealing to us. At the stage of Asakti, the Leelas, they reveal to us. And then at the stage of Bhav, you see Krishna face to face. When you chant the name, actually you see Krishna in front of you. Because you have a spiritual body now. So,
thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So don't think that you're not supposed to think. See, if you don't remember Radha Krishna in the Mahamantra, you'll remember something else. You'll remember about your seva, about your distractions, about your this and that, everything except Radha and Krishna, which is totally absurd. The goal of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is ultimately to remind us of Radha Shyam Sundar. So
but I'm confused, Prabhuji. But you also said we should be praying to Lord Balaram. Then, if we are doing the Mahamantra and praying to Balaram, then who should we be thinking of?
No. Okay. Good point. So see, there is a sadhana process, a bhajan process. In that bhajan process, in a regular process, we don't. Now, let's say, for example, you have decided that your goal is Radha Shyam Sundar. Okay, so we don't, in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that's your eternal connection with Radha Shyam Sundar. So we don't remember Balaram at that time. Okay, we pray to Lord Balaram separately. And sometimes you may, if you remember Balaram, you can pray to him while chanting the Mahamantra. But it is not a continuous thing that we do. It is not something that we do it for each and every Mahamantra or each and every syllable. Our entire focus is on Radha Shyam Sundar. Or you can say, if you are attached to Gaur Nitai, your Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, then you also will remember Gauranga along with that, because Hare and Krishna, they will combine together and they will manifest the form of Gauranga.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
That helps.
So
Yes.
it has to be done separately, not as a process of worship, but just for the sake of blessing, for the sake of advancement. Like, for example, it is also recommended we should worship Lord Nrsimhadev. We should pray to Lord Nrsimhadev for removing obstacles. So it is meant for prayer. It is not meant for as a process of worship. That we don't make it a process of worship to Lord Nrsimhadev. If you by chance, now that's a fault also. Like, for example, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but in your Hare Krishna Mahamantra, instead of Radha Krishna, you start worshipping Nrsimhadev in that, then your direction is completely gone. You are in a different direction. You are in Aishwarya Bhav. So it will not lead you to the ultimate goal. Because then your object of worship has become Nrsimhadev. So object of worship is not any other form of the Lord. It is Radha Shyam Sundar. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's preference. But now every devotee has their own unique individuality, their own preference, their natural spontaneity for a particular form of the Lord. So accordingly, they will approach and they will worship that form. But all these other forms, they are meant for us to, like, why do we have the celebration of Vaman Dwadashi, Vara Dwadashi? Why do we have to worship the forms of the Lord? Because these are all, they all help us in our advancement, in removing obstacles, and they all help us in our attainment for Radha Shyam Sundar's Seva. In fact, our acharyas, they have given some even higher insights into the worship of Nrsimhadev, and they have connected everything with the worship of Madhurya Ras. Like, for example, in the Alankar Shastra, the tortoise incarnation, Matsya Avatar, okay, that Matsya Avatar, actually, it reminds them of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form, and it reminds them of Madhurya form of the Lord, because in Gambhira, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to express his Mahabhav ecstasy. Then the entire limbs of the Lord, they were compressed and they elongated. So it resembles the form of a tortoise. And that is Adbhut Ras. And Adbhut Ras is very close to Madhurya Ras. There's a lot of wonder. So this is how they relate with the different avatars and forms of the Lord. So this is called Sambandh Gyan. See, this is the reason why we require a guru. Can impart Sambandh Gyan, so that you can, while your process of sadhana is going on, bhajan is going on, you don't mix up things. You don't worship Nrsimhadev in your Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is Sambandh Gyan, which is given by the devotees or guru. Okay, so I hope it is clear now. So whatever you think, whatever your sadhana is, Rupa Goswami mentions that whatever sadhana you perform in this life, that sadhana, that remembrance will make you attain the same goal in the upcoming life. So if you mix up things, then you will not attain Goloka, you will not attain Vrajbhav. So you have to be fixed like that. So of course, these things will be revealed to you later on as you advance, purify yourself. But in general, the process right from the beginning that is recommended by Srila Prabhupada is that, okay, let's try to please Radha Shyam Sundar. That's why in the temples also, you'll see, in ISKCON temples, we have Radha Krishna deities mainly. Very rarely you'll see some other deities in the center. Mostly there are Radha Krishna deities, and Krishna Balaram, I have already given the reasons why they are in the center. Okay, because Prabhupada also wants us to attain the ultimate goal, which is Radha Shyam Sundar in Vrindavan. So I hope it is clear now.
Yes, very clear, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Prabhuji, like really quick, basic question. What is the difference between expansion and avatar?
The difference between?
Expansion of Krishna, like Lord Balaram is an expansion, and avatar, like different avatars of Krishna.
Yeah, actually, this is how we call it in English. Actually, if you see, so there is the avatari and the avatar. Avatari is Krishna because from him all the other forms of God they manifest. In one sense, all of them are eternal forms. So how do we know? How can we say that it is all, Avatari is Krishna, because they are all eternally manifested. So Murgi pehle aayi, anda pehle aaya. It is like that. But why do we say that Krishna is Avatari? Is because Krishna manifests maximum qualities compared to any other forms of the Lord. That's why we say that everything comes from Krishna. Okay, but they are eternally all present. So this is Avatari and Avatar, and then we have this categorization by Rupa Goswami. Srila Prabhupada, of course, mentions in the CC also, and it is given by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami that we have the Swayam Roop, which is Krishna. Then we have the Swayam Prakash, the similar forms of Krishna in Ras Leela. Swayam Roop, then Tad Ekatma Roop, and then Avesh Roop. So Tad Ekatma Roop are the forms that are different from Krishna, but they are kind of similar to him in power. So then in that Tad Ekatma, then we have further divisions also. We have the Prabhav, the Vaibhav expansions. So based on the opulence that they manifest, they are accordingly differentiated from each other. So all these avatars, we have based on the opulence that they manifest. They put into different categories. But Tad Ekatma means it is my own form, which means that it is Vishnu only. But then the third category is Satya Avesh, which means that these Avesh forms, these are Jivas, they are empowered by me. So that is Satya Avesh. And Tad Ekatma, there are a long list of categories in that. But all these avatars, they are in these categories in general.
So you meant to say that the avatar is a Hindi name and expansion, same thing.
Yeah, so they are amshas, basically, you can say like that.
So there's no difficulty in the word.
Etechamsh Kala Pumsh Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So Kala, that amsha, these are the technical words which are used in order to basically indicate that all the other forms, they display some portion of the Lord's qualities. You can say like that.
Yes, because like I know that the word demigod is used, right? So if you really translate
demigods, they are all jivas. So they are vibhutis of the Lord. They are not.
Yeah. So like several times it's mentioned that demigods, and then English word, and then Hindi word is Devi Devta, right? So Devi Devta I understand, but when it comes to the translation to English, demigod, it becomes small god. If you think of it literally, demi is small and god. So, but when it is in Hindi, it's Devi Devta. There's so many Devi Devtas, right? They say in Hindu culture, like I don't know, Hindu is a word which actually doesn't exist. Prabhupada ji said in this lecture that it's coming from the Muslims. They could not say. There was an Indus River or something, and so instead of I, they say her. So then it became Hindu, but I don't think there is any such thing as Hindu, and like then Hindu Musalman and all thing came up. But actually we are like all Sanatani, Sanatan Dharma is there basically. But anyway, that's another story. But the point is, when these words are translated in English and Hindi, it becomes a little confusing.
Yeah,
so
because English language
avatar
justify. It does not have a proper justification of the translation for the Sanskrit word. So that's why these kind of words are used. And of course, Prabhupada had his own vocabulary, you can say like that. He used some words which are like, not generally used.
And he's right, because he was preaching to the Americans, right? Yeah. So he had to, they won't understand Devi Devta. Correct. So he put the category of demigods, which is like, they're God, but
and by that name itself, you understand that demigod, it is not even God. It is some inferior part of God. So that way, he made it very clear that they are not God, they are demigods, like that.
Yes, but Prabhuji, some of the so-called Hindu, whatever society here or other places who are like staunch worshippers of Lord Shiva, when they hear that Prabhupada says demigod, they don't like that.
Yeah.
They are like, why to call them, why call Lord Shiva? If they are thinking that Lord Shiva is everything, or they're worshipping Lord Brahma, and so much, or they're putting everyone on the equal platform, And when they hear this, then they are like, why is it called demigod? Because, we, so that thing is created among the Indian
so
community.
if in case if someone asks you this question, then you ask them that, okay, you are saying about Lord Shiva. First of all, tell about the position of Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma. Who are they? How much qualities they are manifesting? You can ask them. That way you can counter question them, and they will themselves, they will not be able to answer these questions, and then they will accept your views also. Then you can explain them that that's why we are calling them as demigods, because this is according to Shastra. So even you are aware, right? These are all like demigods, are like Jeev Tattvas, and you can become Indra, you can become Vayu, you can become Brahma, you can become Shiva also, right? So then, of course, then they will understand that, okay, if they are Jeev Tattvas, then of course they are inferior. So that's how we need to explain to them that, based on qualities, based on the display of powers, appearances, we have categorized like that, and it's according to the Shastra.
Prabhuji, one more thing I want to mention, when Lakshman came as a younger brother of Lord Ramchandra, so, he's went to exile and all that thing happened. And as a younger brother, he could not say much to Lord Ram. So that's why he desired to come as an elder brother. So he can, elder brothers generally dominate a little bit. They have that nature, I'm the elder one, like that. So then he came, it was Lord sorry, not Lord, Lakshmanji's desire. And then he came as Balaram, elder brother of Krishna. And there's no difference between Ram, Lakshman, Balaram, and Krishna. Is that right? Understand?
No, of course, there is no difference, and at the same time, there is difference also in terms of displaying the powers, appearances. So
Yes.
Balaram is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he displays more power.
Yeah, but the thing is, the commonality, it can be done here because it's like a brother-brother relation, right? But in case of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, it's like a altogether different aspect of the Kali Yuga, how, you mentioned, like Radharani is involved and Lord Chaitanya is a combination of Krishna and Radha. But in these two cases, it's like, but I was thinking that even if, sorry, Prabhuji, I interrupted you, but I just wanted to say one thing. Even if Lakshman came as an elder brother, still, it was not like he was dominating, Krishna. He was still in the service mood. Because who cannot be in a service mood with Krishna? That's the point. Everyone is serving Krishna in their own way. So
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah. So serving is there. That's a common thing for all, whichever ras you consider. It's common for every ras. But only thing is that Krishna wanted to experience the flavor of younger brother, because he had experienced that ras in Ram Leela, but now he wanted to experience that my brother should protect me, he should take care of me, he should advise me, he should also differ with me, he should disagree with me. These variety has to be there, no? If you don't disagree, then everything, if you agree, then there is no much taste in the relationship. But when you start disagreeing, when you start giving your own opinion, when you dominate, then it has a different taste altogether.
Okay, so you're saying it was Krishna's desire. It was Krishna's desire that I have, he came as Ramji with a younger brother, and now he wanted to have an elder brother. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, of course. Ultimately, everything is Krishna's.
I thought it was Lakshman's desire. I thought like that.
No, it is, of course. See, Lakshman, this is something like this. I will explain to you that Vishnu wanted to fight, right? But then who got ready to fight? It was Jai Vijay. So Jai Vijay said that, well, Lord, we knew your heart, we knew your intention, so that's why we did this. So whose desire was it to fight? It was Jai Vijay's, but then original desire was whose desire? It was Vishnu's desire to fight with someone. Jai Vijay just took that opportunity and took that service of fighting with Lord Vishnu. So similarly, the same thing here also. Yeah, Krishna wants to experience variety. Akhil Rasamrit. So unlimited variety wants to experience. And knowing the heart of Krishna, Balaramji then voluntarily says that, or you can say Lakshmanji says that, okay, I would like to become your elder brother. But where is the question of becoming elder brother? Balaram is already there. Balaram is actually the original manifestation. Actually, Lakshman, you can say Lakshman comes later. Balaram is the first manifestation. Although in historical, if you see, Lakshman comes first. And then later on Balaram comes. But this is the Leela, from the Leela point of view. But originally, that original Ras is already there eternally with Krishna Balaram.
Yes, Prabhuji, and thank you so much for mentioning that in the, the Vrindavan temple. I had the fortune to go there. Just one day I went before coming, 3 days before coming, to USA. Like the Krishna Balaram, like sometimes when you go, you're looking like in the Delhi temple, Shri Radha Partha Sati temple, they have Radha Krishna in the center. So I never ever paid attention to that point that, why the deities are placed. I thought they just placed because they're placed like that. Some Guru Maharaj must have mentioned, or Srila Prabhupada must have said, "Aise rakho, aise karo," So then I'm thinking that you're saying Krishna Balaram is in the center, and you gave like point for that, like in the name of the temple is also Krishna Balaram. So in that Radha Krishna is in the corner, but many temples Radha Krishna is in the center, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
most of the ISKCON temple we have Radhesham in the center because that's a Gaudiya Vaishnava object of worship, ultimate. And only reason Krishna Balaram in the center in Vrindavan is because of reasons that Prabhupada actually. And even because you see that when you go to Vrindavan, everyone is chanting Radhe Radhe. So generally they are taking very cheaply Radharani's identity. So in order to also establish the fact that what is Krishna Balaram, who is Krishna Balaram, and then by their mercy, by Anartha Nivritti, then you approach Radharani and Sham Sundar. And then so many temples also having Radha Sham Sundar in the center. And that's why all these reasons were there for Prabhupada.
Prabhuji, just such a short of memory always I have. I mean, with age, I'm going a little crazy myself. So Krishna Balaram is in the center. What is the reason why Prabhupada did that?
So yeah, I mean, I gave a couple of reasons.
You mentioned in the class, I forgot. Why did he put Krishna Balaram in the center in the Vrindavan temple?
To establish Balaram's identity as Supreme Personality of Godhead, which not everyone agrees or believes.
Oh, okay.
Then to establish the identity of God Nitai, Nityananda Prabhu's identity especially. Then to establish, in order to approach Radha Sham Sundar, first get mercy of Guru, do Anartha Nivritti, pray to Balaram. Balaram's role is very important. Guru's role is very important. So Anartha do Anartha Nivritti, and then if there are obstacles in the path of bhakti, then pray to Lord Balaram because he is the Guru. He is powerful. He can destroy all the others. So all these reasons are there.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you for clearing up all these doubts, teeny mini doubts. Lot of insight, past reflections came forward, and you cleared up. And I really enjoyed your class today. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
No problem. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very, very nice class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So I think now the questions are over.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the excellent class. And yes, as you mentioned, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the altar of GV and also in the Bhakti Center in New York City also. That Maharaja's
that's
Bhakti Center,
So, Radha Govind and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
No, Radha Murlidhar.
Murlidhar, yes.
Yes. Radha Govind, they don't have. They have just Radha Govind and
in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn they have, but Bhakti Center
Bhakti
they have
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So, let's pay obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatavyascha. Prasidhyaya patita. Anandakoti Vaishnava ki jaya. Namacharya Prabhupada